server environment. And in this SQL Server environment, you two types. One is called standalone environment, and second is called clustering environment. Two things. And this is what you make, some basic differences between them. This is for small, companies. Yeah, small companies. And it will have only one production server. Only one production server it has. And all users will be connected to one server. All users will be connected to what? One server. That is how standalone environment will work for us. And when it comes to, standalone environment, I'll just give you a small kind of architecture so that you can understand how standalone environment works in real time. Okay, go with, fine. We'll take simple example because target to understand standalone environment. Because I said you'll have only one production server. Fine. Let's take example in this way. Okay, let's take. And that point is, for example, assume this is one website. Okay, website. And this website is related with, say, for example, shopping portal. It is. Okay, like assume Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, right? Shopsy.com, anything to which you are familiar, you assume. Okay, right. This is your website. Okay, let me write here, website. And this website is obviously developed by one programming team. Let me call that as application team. Okay, application team. And this website, for whom you develop, say, for example, if you develop this website for, Amazon, if that website is developed for, if this website is developed for Amazon, the owner, he is your client. For your company. Okay. Chalo, next. Now in this website, these all are web pages. Yeah, this is one web page. Okay. And this is one web page. This is one web page. One web page. And from then, this is one web page. And this is one web page. And this is one web page. Right? These all are web pages. Okay. And this website is running on, say, for example, one server. Let's call that server as IIS server. Internet Information Services Server. IIS server. Okay. And this website, say, for example, it is being accessed. It is being used by one end user. One end user is using this website. Yeah, end user. Yes, and what this end user is doing, he will browse this website. He will say www.amazon.com. Then he will go through different categories of that website is going to make sales. Okay. And now this website information is being managed by this website information, whatever the process that person adds into his wish list, right? or where whatever the products, whatever the orders that person will, will order for purchasing, the all information, that person's personal information, right? And that person's like address, email, contact details, everything about him will be this software that's called SQL Server software. This is being managed by SQL Server software. Okay. SQL Server. Well, yeah, which you can call as obviously yesterday's RDBMS, which you can SQL Server. Okay. That you can consider as RDBMS. And what SQL Server will do the process? No, SQL Server will take support of one database as well. So it is going to create one database. Okay. And this database is going to, will name this database for understanding. Will give a name for this database. What is it? Database. Yes, database. And this database name, assume it is something like sales info. Yes. Sales info database. That is database. And how does this database communicate with SQL Server? Obviously, only one language that can communicate with database. The only language that can communicate with water database. And that language is SQL. Yes. So let me show both the things here. It is whether to store or it is to get. In both the cases, to and fro, both. So whether you want to store data or you want to get the data. So in both the situations, what you are supposed to do is you take support of writing SQL queries. So indirectly, you use SQL language to communicate with database. The only language database understands is SQL language. Okay. And now point is, now point is, this website connected by this SQL Server software. Means whatever end user makes whatever the products he orders, every product information is take is will take it is taken care by SQL Server, and all that information what that person has ordered, it's recorded in database. But I said that, right? I said you'll have only one production server. Assume this is your production server. This is your production server. And you have only one database available. You be in that situation and understand. You are an end user now. You are going through website, shopping portal. You went to a category of various products. Then you selected some products for your order, right? And say, for example, you were using this website, say, for example, from past 1 hour, you are trying to, you were searching for various products through that website. Then what story? Yeah, no point. From 1 hour, by going through various products, say, for example, you have ordered two products. You have ordered two products, and the two products information is recorded in database. And still you are trying to, purchase some more products. You are going through category by category. You are trying to search for your another product which you want to purchase. Meanwhile, what happened is, in background, this server has some, yes, server has got some issue. And end user will not be aware of that problem. Obviously, because that is all happening at company level. No? At server level, that problems are happening. End user will not be knowing what is happening at server. So what he will do? He ordered two products. Third product, when he was about to order, whenever he's trying to click on place order, he's getting some error. He's getting end user is getting some error. Then what? Him like as the way he's in now. The way he the the way he's in now. Shall we leave him in the same way? No, we require to take care of, because if I start losing such type of people who are ordering products, if I don't care them, then definitely I that is a loss to the company now. There's a big loss to the company. Might be he may be ordering for more 10 products, but the 10 products order if I don't have, then it's a loss to my company. That is the reason what company will do. Company will create one. Yes. Company will create one. Yes. Create, what did I say? Supportive. Names, na? So that you can understand a better way. Yeah. I'll give the names for them. Yes. And what is it? The first server here, what is created? You as primary server. Primary or principal server. Yeah. Yes. Primary or principal server. And this one is the, no? This one. Yeah. This one will give a name even for this. Secondary or standby server. Yeah. Secondary or standby server. Now, interesting thing is, this server which is in action is primary. The one which is supportive is standby. So indirectly, this server and this server, you have to establish a connection. You have to establish a connection. And what is that? How do you establish a connection? Remember, whatever this end user was ordering products, that was getting stored through primary server to the database. Parallelly, its copy was getting stored in secondary and standby server. The link between primary and secondary server, we are going to establish with a support of one that is called mirroring. Second is called lock shipping. Yeah, these two of high availability features we are going to configure at the primary server, and that will be linked with the secondary or standby server, mirroring and lock shipping. And what happens? Why do you need? Simple conclusion. If at all primary server is, if at all primary server is failed, some issue, primary got failed, automatic, what will happen? The moment this server is failed, automatic, it will switch over from primary to secondary. Yes, it will switch over because primary got failed. Automatic, that website will make a connection. That website will make a connection, and it will establish a link with this standby server. Yes, it will establish a link with whom? Secondary or standby. When if primary is failed. Acha, one more point. Whenever it is failed, na? Whenever it is failed. For example, this was perfectly working. Primary server was perfectly working till 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. And 6 o'clock DBA left the office. 6 o'clock, he is DBA. He is DBA. And DBA, what did I say? DBA left the office, I said. He left the office at he left the office at 6 p.m. And after he leaving the office, like say for example, DBA. Yeah, DBA. And now the point is when DBA left the office, he's not at office now. And after leaving the office at 6:30 p.m., the issue has been arised. So the information about this failure has to be reported to DBA. That information should be reported to client because his information we are maintaining, and that even information should be sent to application team so that they can also become little alert. They can also be little cautious that their application, they want to even involve that whether their application problem has been created because of their application or it is because of some other reason. So what is your aim now? Immediately that information has to be sent. So for that, we install one tool, one special tool we install. And the tool is called ticketing tool. What do you call? Ticketing tool. Yeah. Which ticketing tool? Many ticketing tools are available. Many. One among them, let me just give some idea here. One among them is Akko. There is one more, PMC Remedy. Third, HPSD. Lot of tools are there, lot of tools. I'm just give you some idea, that's it. These are all ticketing tools you have to install. Yes. And what this ticketing tool will do? Yeah, whenever server is failed, immediately you will be sent by something called database mail. You'll be sent by information through what? By what you'll send the mail? By what you'll send the information to ticketing tool? That is called DB mail. Database mail. We are not talking about email. I'm talking about database mail. And that database mail will leave that information to DBA. Failure of primary server and even I would say, yeah, DBA will have that info. That information will be available with client, and this information will be available even with application team. All will be sent with the message. All will be sent the message. DBA will do. DBA will check what he will check. What type of issue it is. So the DB mail may at server level they will already configure all that stuff. What they'll configure? They will configure what type of issue. Is it critical or it is like manageable? Right? If it is little delayed, manage little delayed. I mean, then they may come across this low level issue, right? So these all things they will consider based on the DBA reacts and immediately, explain the process to the second team which is taking care of server now. He will explain that this is the situation. This is what the error has been fired. That information is with us. This is what you do on the server so that the problem will be resolved. If it's critical, immediate they should react. See that because of that critical issue, the one standby server which is serving your data for you now, then no database is available for you because we are talking about standalone environment. In standalone environment, you'll have only one production server. The other is a standby copy. Secondary, standby, mirror server. These are all names we can give for it. Mirror server, principal server, mirror server. Yeah, let me add that name also here. And once the problem from primary server has been rectified, once the problem is rectified, what next now? Immediate, that primary automatically becomes standby. That becomes standby. And now it is left to us. Again, you want to switch over, you switch over. If you want to switch over, switch over. If not, let's continue with the same process, no problem. But only one is working at a time. The other is just maintaining a copy. The other is just maintaining a copy. And now, in order to deal with all this process, this is what backend team will take care of. Backend team will take care of this process. Yeah, this is backend. Yeah, backend. And backend, you as a DBA, your efforts are only 30%. Best, that's it, your job. 30% efforts are your effort. And this is front end. Their efforts are 70% because they're involved in designing, they're involved in programming, they're involved in logical stuff, they're involved in a lot of database activities. So 70% are efforts of front-end people, 30% are efforts of back-end people as a DBA. Why 30%? Because daily we don't go with installation. Daily we don't go with with respect to like mirroring, configuring, lock shipping. We don't do this repeated task. You understand? That is how the things work for standalone environment. Yeah, you have anything to ask me, go ahead. If not, I'll just give you some brief idea on clustering environment. Everyone. Yeah, Abdul Rauf, Doing. Any questions from your end? Yes, please. Hello. Any queries? There's a chat panel available in the application. If anything you want to ask, go ahead. If not, just confirm me. I'll just give you some brief idea on clustering environment, then we'll wind up our session.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I don't know if I can talk through the mic.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, great. Okay, so it's just a clarification. So this setup that we have right now that you have just explained, this is a standalone environment, right?
Correct.
So okay, because I was thinking that clustering, like what
different.
we have.
No. Clustering is different.
Okay.
I'll just give you a brief overview about clustering.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Abdul Rauf. Yeah, okay, please. Yes, Abdul Rauf. Anything you want to ask? Okay. So now, going forward on this. Okay, Abdul Rauf. That's fine. Right. Come back. Now I'll just focus here to give you some brief idea on clustering environment. Now, in clustering environment, you would say that is suitable for large companies, right? You'll have more than one production server. More than one production server, right? And what is that? Microsoft has set a limit, till SQL Server 2008, Microsoft used to provide 16 nodes, 16 servers. And from SQL Server 2012, that limit they removed. Now we don't have any limit, no limit. You can have n number of nodes, n number of servers. And what happens in this clustering environment? You can say like this: group of servers will be available with a common IP address. Yes. Group of servers will be made available with a common name and IP address. Name and IP address. Yes. So obviously, and you know one thing, in real time, whenever we want to create a setup for clustering environment, alone DBA can't do that. No. Alone DBA can't do. You require around 4 to 5 administrators sitting together can make clustering environment create. That includes SQL DBA, network administrator, Windows Server administrator, okay, and storage device administrator. So it's a work of 3 to 4 administrators together can make a setup related to clustering environment. Yeah. At the end of our course, definitely high availability features we are going to study. And at that time, I'll explain you detail about clustering environment, making an architecture about it, so that you can figure out how clustering will be in real time. Okay. Yeah. As I said, just overview. We don't discuss much about clustering environment. Yeah. Yeah. Till we make our regular sessions start,